Hi, I'm Stefano Rossoni. I'm an Ancienne distiller. I'm the creator of Ancienne and Lagranil, and I'm at Stefano's plum orchard, and it's also where we grow some of the Ancienne herbs. And I'm here for the production of L'Ancienne 2012, and I'm going to show you a little bit behind the scenes what goes into the production of our Ancienne. So here we have some of the herbs we grow. This is hyssop. This one right here is hyssop. All these herbs have already been harvested, so you can't really see the flowers. We pick them. So this is hyssop, and hyssop is one of the most important herbs in the coloration of Ancienne. Now we grow our own hyssop to make sure that we can really get top quality hyssop. So I don't know if you can see, but all these plants don't have the flowers. This plant has not been harvested, still has the flowers. What we do is just we cut the top of the plant so that we can have only flowers and top leaves. All right. The next, here we have some wormwood plants. So this is wormwood that we planted. It's usually a lot taller. It's like 3 feet tall. Wormwood is probably the most important herb in Ancienne production. I mean, it's the one that gives Ancienne the name. And it's very bitter, but through the process of distillation, we remove the bitterness. We only get all the flavors into the Ancienne. Then here we have petit wormwood, also known as Artemisia pontica. It's a very small plant, so now that we harvest it, you can't really see much. It kind of looks like a miniature version of wormwood, and it's used for coloration. It's used in the coloration step because it's not nearly as bitter as normal wormwood, so it's okay to use in the coloration. This one over here is lemon balm. This is not the same kind of lemon balm I use for Ancienne because this is normal lemon balm, Melissa officinalis. For Ancienne, I use Melissa moldavica. It's a different plant, and we grow that one as well. But this year we kind of lost it due to a frost, so we are using the one that I got from one of my trusted suppliers. So this one we use for Lagranil. Now, this one over there is Veronica. I don't use that for L'Ancienne. And these are some more wormwood plants that we planted. And over there are some other petit wormwood plants. The thing with petit wormwood is that it needs to be replanted every year. So white wormwood just keeps growing. Petit wormwood, you have to plant it, you harvest it, and then you have to plant some new ones every year. So this is our little Ancienne garden, and in the making of our Ancienne, we use a combination of herbs that we are growing and herbs that we buy from selected suppliers. For L'Ancienne in particular, I'm very, very strict about the selection of the herbs. So each year I check the herbs we have, I compare the two herbs that I can get from my suppliers, and then I always check what's the best one. So, some of these herbs, Anis and Fennel, we cannot grow them here, so those are we're always buying. So, but we are trying to grow ourselves as many herbs as we can. because when you grow yourself the plants, you have more control over the quality. So whatever we can grow, we're gonna try to grow here. This is probably, as you can see, we have a lot of room here. This orchard is huge, so we're probably gonna keep increasing the size of this Ancienne garden over the years. So this is for the herbs we're growing, and then next we're gonna get into the Ancienne herbs room, and I'm gonna show you about how to prepare Ancienne and coloration, the other steps. Here we are in the herb room where we weigh and mix the herbs that we use in the distillation of our Ancienne. Let's take a look. This is wormwood from Pontarlier. This is green anise from Egypt that we selected for its sweetness and the hint of vanilla it has. This is a special cultivar of fennel from Provence that, when analyzed with gas chromatography, showed the same chemical blueprint as pre-banned Pernod Fils. Here we have the hyssop we grow. As you can see, it's just a lot of beautiful flowers and top leaves. This is our wormwood. This is our melissa. Really, really green. As you can see, there are no brown dead leaves, so that it's going to give an amazing flavor and a great green color to our Ancienne. So here we are distilling Ancienne in 2012. Right. Stuff coming out here is the clear distillate. It's perfectly clear. So there are several things that we keep checking during the distillation. So here we check the temperature inside the lambic here at the beginning of the column. Over here, so here, that's the temperature at the top of the column, and through this thing here we can control the rectification, so we can go from no rectification to a lot of rectification, which of course is not very good for us, but we have total control in the rectification if we want. And then here we constantly check the proof of the distillate coming out. Now we are distilling at 80%. But all these things, very important, but the most important thing is just smell in case. So what I keep doing is just a little bit of the distillate coming out. Smell it and taste it. So we're near the end of the distillation, and this is probably the most important part of the distillation because we are close to the tails. So I'm checking every single liter that is coming out of the alembic because I want to make sure I'm going to perform a perfect cut of the tails. The problem is that if you cut too early, you lose alcohol and you lose flavor. If you cut too late and you get some tail contamination, the whole batch is ruined. And if you're a serious distiller, you cannot sell it. So here's what I'm doing now, checking every single liter. This is what is left in the alembic after the distillation, and since we don't want to clog the pipes, we have to clean it. Hi, so here we are in the herb room again, and I'm preparing the herbs for the coloration. And I'm weighing the herbs here on the scale. You can take a look. This is Moldavian Melissa that I'm using for Ancienne coloration. There are a lot of blue flowers. So the way we perform coloration in Ancienne is that we weigh the herbs and we put them, this is basically like a giant tea bag. So we fill this with herbs. As you can see. And we just dip it in warm absinthe. We have a special machine for that. We build up our own colorator that heats up the absinthe for the coloration. So we just dip it for a certain amount of time, take it off, we squeeze it, that's it. That's how we perform the coloration. So no colorants, no weird artificial stuff, just herbs and absinthe and heat, and that's it. So we just finished with the distillation of Ancienne 2012, and as usual, I'm performing what I call the stress test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some room temperature water, and I'm going to pour it pretty quickly into the absinthe to make sure that it's going to lose properly, even with not perfect condition, not super cold water. Alright, so here we have the absinthe. Rue d'Alembic, Ancienne, 80%. And here I have water. It's at around 25 degrees Celsius, 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? So, here goes. You can see the top layer, which is perfectly thick, even with 77 degrees Fahrenheit water. And I'm pouring not drop by drop, this is a quick pour. So, you can see behind it. It's perfectly thick, absinthe. Santé.